Hi, Urate. This is Mr. Bono, obviously, and I want to walk you through your task for the rest of this week. Now, I'm showing you here under year 8E, you have Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday to do this. 8T, you will be doing this on Wednesday and Friday because your days are broken down differently. Okay, but you have the same amount of time. Now, your task for this week is number one, make sure you get onto Wednesday's video call. Okay, that's important. And we will be spending time helping you complete your task for this week and also having a check in. So if you're having difficulty with this task, it's even more important that you're on the call. But everyone's expected to be there. So that's part A. And then part B is to write a very short story. At least, how long does it have to be? Everybody always wants to know. Feel free to make it longer, but it should be at least 3 paragraphs, and each paragraph should have 3 to 5 sentences. Now, they can be longer, okay, but remember, each paragraph should be focused on a particular idea, okay, or should be united in some way, okay? So that's the key. You're writing a very short story, at least 3 paragraphs, okay? And this is a chance to have fun and be creative. You have some choice here. So you need to use a picture as inspiration, okay? But you have a choice about what picture you use. You can use the Fight Club, excuse me, I keep saying Fight Club. It's Flight Club, and that's from Monday's assignment, okay? I've attached it again here. So it looks like this. Little girl named for a flower, Poppy. Okay, there's Poppy and her dog. Okay, so you've already done some planning about what might happen. You answered all these questions. That could be the planning for your story. Okay, at least the first part of it. So you're welcome to use that one. But if you don't want to use that one, you're not inspired to write a story about that picture, you can choose a new one. I've put up a link. Just wait for it to open here. A link to another site that has a number of pictures on it that you can choose from. Okay, and it's here, the fiction collection. Sounds fancy, but they're really fun pictures. Okay, so here's the first one. Okay, you can notice it says Prince inside, and there's broken glass. So there are some questions below each one. You don't need to answer the questions, but they may help you to plan your story. Okay, they're there to help you. Um, Here's another one. The tree seems to be eating this person in some way. Okay. Questions to guide you. Invisible man with a little person peeking out of the suitcase. This one is called the Summoner. Summoner. Now there's a woman with an outstretched hand, and oh wow, I just saw the eyes. Okay, and a mouth, and it looks a bit like a mountain in the background, but also some kind of creature that might be something that interests you. Okay, so have a look through and see, there's something for everybody, I think, here. A lot of really different styles, a lot of them quite exciting looking. So take some time to think about which one appeals to you, and then do your planning and write your story. Now, when you write your story, okay, you write using paragraphs, obviously. I've written some guidelines for things you should try to include in your story. Now, by doing this, guys, I'm giving you a heads up. This is almost exactly what your March assessment, your story writing assessment, will be in a couple weeks' time. Okay, so this is practice for that assessment. And some things you should try to include: adjectives and adverbs. So with adjectives, we're talking about describing words. If you ask yourself what kind of tree, a glowing birch tree. Okay, those words glowing and birch tell me what kind. Okay, colors are adjectives. Okay, you familiar with these from the beginning of the year. Okay, and then adverbs tell how something was done. So if somebody ran, how did they run? Well, quickly, slowly, awkwardly, painfully. Okay, so those ly words are adverbs. Now, you've been practicing your language devices, similes, metaphors, personification, alliteration, onomatopoeia. Try to include some of those in your writing. You might want to go back after you've finished writing out the main ideas of your story and see if you can add some. Okay, it's no problem to go back and edit neatly. Try to use some descriptive language so that you're using your sense of or helping your readers to use their sense of hearing, smell, taste, touch to feel like they're in the story and they could see what you see. Okay. If you use dialogue, you're using characters' exact words so that the readers can feel like they can hear your character talking, and it can make it very interesting. Okay. Make sure to include thoughts and feelings, not all of them. Okay. But ones that will help us know what's going on in the story more deeply. And then obviously you want to try to use your best grammar, spelling, and punctuation. Okay. Although really for this assignment, I just want you to focus on being creative and trying to include some of these features. Okay, it's practice. Okay, and then finally, upload your work. I've given you timeline here. Don't spend ages on this. Okay, the idea is just to make a plan, come up with something. It's not going to be perfect, but it might be interesting and fun. But get it down on paper and upload it. Don't agonize over trying to get it perfect. Okay, we're not going to get perfect stories in the amount of time we have this week. Okay, just have fun with it. All right, and let me know what questions you have. Sorry, last thing I want to point out here. I think this will be very helpful for a lot of you. Okay, it's a story planning frame. Now, you don't have to use it, but in that first step of the story planning, okay, it may help you to make sure that you have all the things you need to have a good story. The key is you need characters and a setting, and then a conflict or problem that gets increasingly built up with tension. Okay, so if you think of any story you know, there's a problem of some kind. It might be characters against other characters. It might be characters versus nature. It might be characters struggling with something inside themselves, like their anger, that maybe they have a terrible temper and it's causing them problems. Okay, but you need some kind of problem that builds up and becomes worse before it either gets fixed or doesn't get fixed. Okay, um, and that's the key. So that's the resolution at the end. It can end happily, it can end badly, but there should be some way that this problem gets resolved. Okay, so again, all you're doing really is writing a story of 3 paragraphs this week and joining our video call. I hope that helps.